Of my brothers and sisters who are scattered, those that have been adopted and grafted into the fold, I want to say good morning to every last one of you. Praises to the Most High. Don't forget to subscribe. Right here, I believe is where it's at. Don't forget to subscribe. I want to come with a very short topic because when I see certain things and when they start to pop up more and more and more, and if they need to be addressed, I try to address them, positive and good. So I titled this, Don't Get Mad at the Belt. Don't get mad at the belt. Now, what do I mean by that? When I say don't get mad at the belt, when you were a kid and you did something wrong, back in my day, you got the switch, right? And you did something wrong. You didn't do what you were told to do, and you had to go outside. You get a switch, and you got the belt. You got a spanking or whipping or whatever you want to call it. But never in my mind was I mad at the belt. You understand what I'm saying? So here's the theory behind that. Don't get mad at the belt. Israel was stiff-necked, hard-hearted, rebellious, and they wandered away from the covenant of the Most High. Okay? And they were warned when they entered into the blood covenant. In Deuteronomy 28 chapter, he lists all of the blessings that they would get by keeping the covenant agreement that they entered into with the Most High. But in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, verse 15, starts the clause of a different side of the covenant of the Most High God. So, covenants have positive things and covenants have negative things. And let me share what I mean by that. You enter into a contract to buy a car, okay? And they tell you in that contract what is expected of you and what you can expect of them. You can expect that there is a warranty that comes with that car. You can expect that we're going to give you oil changes. We're going to give you free maintenances. Anything goes wrong from bumper to bumper, whether it's a 36,000 mile warranty or a 60,000 mile warranty, we're making a covenant agreement that we're going to take care of your car. You call up, you make an appointment, that's in. You're good. That's the blessings of the covenant agreement of purchasing a car. But the negative side of that is if you don't make those car payments, right? If you don't make those car payments, we're going to come and take your car. We're going to repossess your car, okay? And we're going to sue you. We're going to sue you for not making your payment because we kept our side of the agreement, but you didn't keep your side of the agreement, okay? The same thing with the children of Israel. They were told to keep the commandments, keep the dietary law, keep the ceremonial law, keep all of these laws, keep the royal law written by God's own finger. And they agreed to do it. But in verse 15, he says, but if you will not do all of these things, then all of these curses will come upon you. And starting with verse 16, going all the way to the end of the chapter, he lists them. So this is how we know who we are. The reason why I titled this, Don't Get Mad at the Belt, I see some Hebrew Israelites out there arguing with people of different races and upset with them because of what they did to Israel. Because the Most High said, meaning him, he the Most High will cause another nation to come after you. So how are you going to get mad at the nation that the Almighty caused to come upon Israel? So when you out there telling people God going to get you because you did this to us, you've been doing this to us and that to us, and you did this to the people and all of that, I'm saying to myself, what on God's earth is wrong with Israel? In fact, you know what? I was sitting there and I'm watching this. I said, that is typical Negro. And I didn't even call it Negro. I said Negro Lights or Israels. That's typical. That's typical Israels or Negro Lights to be doing stuff like that. It looks bad. It almost makes you ashamed to say that you are a Hebrew Israelite because of that type of thing. And somebody is pushing this. Somebody is teaching this in the background, and it is no doctrine for it. There's no Bible for it. None at all. To say God's going to beat you, God's going to whip you, you can never get into the kingdom, only we can get into the kingdom. I'm like, where's the scripture for this? Why are we doing that? So I don't understand. I'm just lost. I'm lost for words. Israel, I'm lost, Israel. I really am. How are you mad at the belt that the Most High caused to come upon you out of something that you did yourself? You got in trouble. Our forefathers did this. Our ancestors did this. And to be using the foul language and cursing and this and that, I don't know, man. This thing is just, it just makes you ashamed, because that is what's out there in social media, and that is the forefront of being the perception of Hebrew Israelites. So my goal, especially in 2018, is to be putting out a very positive role of what Hebrew Israelite and the lifestyle and the face of who a Hebrew Israelite is. And I hope many of you join in with me on this. I really do. I hope that you are able to come in and join with me in doing this, because it's really disturbing to see our people out there arguing and fighting with the belt. You know what I mean? Angry with the belt that whipped you, that the Almighty said He was going to cause to come upon you. Now, I am aware of the scripture in Zechariah where the Almighty said that when Zechariah saw 4 carpenters, and it was asked, who are these? And he says, these are 4 carpenters who have come to fray the nations that took the curse too far. And that is in the scripture. And that is Bible. And that is going to happen. There are nations, when the Almighty said, I was a little displeased, but they took it too far. And we know that the Almighty will do what He said He's going to do. He is. But when you're out there on the corner pointing individuals out and you're telling them that they can never enter into the kingdom, that's a problem. There's no scripture for that. In fact, I've given these scriptures before, but I tell you to read Isaiah the 56th chapter. And the Almighty says that Judah, Israel, and Gentiles who are called by His name will be able to have the opportunity to enter into their kingdom. Okay? So that's Judah and Israel. That's the 2 nations that were split, and the Gentiles that are called by His name. And also, when you look at Numbers, the 9th chapter, verse 14, he talked about the strangers and those that wanted to sojourn with Israel. In other words, I want to be a part of the kingdom. I want to be a part of the nation. They can. It's the only requirement is that they keep Torah. The same holy scriptures that we have, if they do it, they have the opportunity as well. When you read Zechariah, the 14th chapter, the Almighty is going to destroy those nations that come up against Jerusalem, because that's going to happen. And he's going to leave a remnant from all of those nations. And during the millennium, the 1,000 years, those nations, which is going to be a variety of people, they have to come up 3 times a year. And if they don't, the Almighty would not bless their nation. So we know that's when flesh will still be here on earth. And those of us that are in the first resurrection, we have become spirit with the Most High. And that's the subject at a later date. But the point that I'm making is, don't get mad at the belt, Israel. Come on, don't do that. Don't do that. It looks bad. It really does. It's like your whole message is fighting the belt, when we got so much work to do, so much knowledge and so much information to spread. There's so many people that are blinded and lost and don't know who we are. They are into Christendom, line, hook, and sink with Christmas and Easter. There's so many people we got to reach that are celebrating Sunday and not the Sabbath. There's so much teaching and information and knowledge and truth that we have to get out there. And when I look at what is perceived to be Hebrew Israelites, they're out there fighting with the belt. It looks bad. That's all I can say. It looks bad. I don't know how nicer to put it, but when you look at it, and I'm speaking to a lot of, I speak to a lot of other Hebrew Israelite camps that don't condone that, and they feel a lot the way I do, because when I came into the knowledge, I checked with some of these other camps that I know. I said, you all don't teach or do that, do you? And they said, no, man, it's embarrassing. It puts a bad light, a bad shine on us. And the thing is, they have taken the forefront in social media, where most people think that that's what Hebrew Israelites are about. And it's not. So those of you that are coming into the knowledge, coming into the truth and the understanding of who we are, and that truly want to get back to the Most High, let me say this to you. We're in this predicament, not because of the nations that the Almighty sent. Okay, that's the belt. We're in this predicament because we refuse to do what the Almighty said do. We went after other gods. We refused to keep the Sabbath, the feast days. God told us don't go in there and marry into the other nations. And he says, and he told us the reason why. Lest you take on their practices and their gods. And we did that. We messed up. We messed up. Not the belt. We messed up. And he told us, I will cause a nation that will come as swift as the eagle flies, and with a tongue that you don't even know, and they will carry you away. And that's what happened. So I'm not mad at that nation. I'm not mad at that nation at all. I mean, how could you be mad at the nation? I'm mad because my forefathers messed up. I really am. I wish that we would have listened. But if you look today, we don't listen today. We don't listen. We have some of my Christian, when I mean Christian, my Sunday keeping brothers, and I call them my brothers because they are Israelites. They just haven't come into the truth. Well, they come into the truth of who we are, but they still teaching the Christian doctrine. And I'd say to them, I say to them, even on this segment of this YouTube, you cannot teach that we are Israel. You can't go around having all this Hebrew history. All of that is ludicrous. All of that is in vain if you're not teaching the people that they got to come back into Torah. So coming into the knowledge and doing all that studying and saying, oh, I found out that there's Negro land and it was Judah and we the real Israelites. You can teach that all day long. And I'm not going to call out no names because I don't do that. But what I'm saying to you, brothers, pastors, come fully into the truth. We got to bring Israel all the way in. Knowing who you are and not going back to Torah. And I've already had a segment on that, and I'm not going to do that again. But what I'm saying is, I want to stick to the script about don't get mad at the belt. But I had to bring that in because it also bothers me that we're coming into the knowledge and we're still teaching that the law has been nailed to the cross, but yet we're Israel. So I'm still trying to understand that. I really am. I'm really trying to understand that one. But even more importantly, I'm trying to understand why some of our Hebrew Israelite brothers are out there on the corner fighting the so-called white people and getting mad at them because you went into slavery and because you don't know or you just finding out who you are. You just sort of like waking up and to realize that your identity has been stolen. Okay? You're mad at them when the Most High said, I was going to do this to you. So don't get mad at the belt. Spend that energy bringing people into the knowledge of the truth. So my goal in 2018 is to shed a positive, educational light and on Hebrew Israelites. And that's why I always say Israelites who are scattered and Israelites who are grafted and adopted, because the fact of the matter is you got natural Israel and you got those who can be adopted into the fold only if they join and keep the Torah. So beautiful one, I see you there. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for your encouraging words. When I do these channels, I mean, it takes a lot of work, but when I get encouragement, I really appreciate it. So thank you very much on that. And also Rob J, I actually spoke to him. He asked me to call him. He had sent me a message. He's over in Corpus Christi, Texas. He's in the Navy. So I just want to say hello to him. So some shout outs there. And to many of you out there, thank you for your support. Your comments make a lot. I am a retired professional, but when I came into the truth, I try to make these videos as professional and bringing Hebrewism, bringing some positive professionalism, I can say, to the Hebrew understanding, so that others will not look at one perspective and won't be afraid to come out and say, I am a Hebrew Israelite. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to do. So those that are out there, whether you're school teachers, whether you're in law enforcement, nurses, firefighters, military, doctors, dentists, all of that, and you've come into the knowledge, but you don't know how to handle it because you're looking at YouTube and you've seen these guys out there on the street corners doing this, and that. It's not. And I've talked to some of those brothers. I have. It was strange because they told me, they said, well, you know, we can't really talk to you because you don't have a beard. And I said, really? And I shared this with you. And I said, so they always say, give me this scripture, read. So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, I know the scripture. And I asked the brother, I said, can you do me a favor? You just read, I cannot mar the corners of my beard or shave my head. Can you read the verse above that so we can put it within context? He said, well, you know, I'm just showing you what it says. I said, no, it says when you mourn the dead, when people die and you mourning the dead, it says you don't go cut the corners of your beard or bald your head or tattoo your skin. Don't do that. So that's when you don't mar your beard or cut the corners. So these guys do some things and they say some things. When you be hitting them with the truth, they'll try to find something on you. And then they say, well, you know, you're not wearing fringes. I said, brother, the fringes went out when Jesus or Yahshua came, because now the commandments are, he is the sacrificial law. So now what he's saying is, now I am going to put the commandments in the hearts of your minds. Spoken by Prophet Joel. That's a different subject. I didn't mean to go off on that. I will hit that at another date, though. I will hit that. Because some of you are going to come across some of this teaching. Now, I'm not going to pluck their teaching apart. I just wanted to deal with, don't get mad at the belt. So I'm going to run. Thank you for tuning in. Feel free to share this video. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much. And God bless you all. Peace, Israel, scattered and adopted. Peace.